This is the oil jetty that I talked about, the new oil jetty with the state-of-the-art technology. The next one is our sea defense that we've done. This one is not in Turkey. This one is in Ghana, and it's in Axim. This is the Railway University, Railway and Infrastructure University in Ketten. And these are some of the water systems that have been done by a lot of our assemblies in the Western region. And we can look at some of the schools that have been built under the free SHS policy. This is Hantaman. Please, the next slide. This is the sports stadium in Axim with all the modern infrastructure. And these are some of the astroturf I talked about. And these are ambulance. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Please, a bigger round of applause for him. Thank you so much. I must remind you that we are live on GTV, TV3, Joy News, GH1 TV, City TV, Net2 TV, Metro TV, MX24, Wontumi TV, Asempa FM, Asasi Radio, ETV, Omanfm, Happy FM, Homebase TV. We're also live on the Facebook page of the nation's leading newspaper, Daily Graphic, as well as the Facebook pages of the Ministry of Information and the Information Services Department. Going forward, please, Honorable Ministers, kindly note that you have 50 minutes for your presentation. Thank you so much. So next on the agenda, I'll invite the Honorable Pamina Duncan, Central Regional Minister. Please, a round of applause for him.
The Honorable Minister for Information, your able deputy, my colleague, regional ministers, all of you wonderful people here for this edition of Nation Building Series. I first want to extend a profound appreciation and gratitude to His Excellency the President. That unless, of course, somebody may come up and show it to me that this has happened before, then I'll be prepared to learn. That under the Fourth Republic, the minister has created a platform to get ministers in Accra to account and other state institutions. The minister has gone beyond that and work closely with all the regional coordinating councils to ensure that we get the district assemblies. In fact, we were charged to lead the assemblies to engage their jurisdictions and to tell the assemblies what they have been able to do. The minister saw that that was not the end of the puzzle, and that today, all 16 regional ministers, that is the character of the president we have today, to account to the people. It's never happened under this protocol. So, Mr. Minister, thank you. My presentation here is by no means the entire picture. It's just a chip of the block. If we had the whole day to ourselves, then we will tell you in finer details the things you find if you went to the various assemblies. Every single community has one handwriting or the other. So there are 15 minutes to do this presentation. It is just a few highlights. And the central region is a very peaceful, secure. In fact, I dare say that the most peaceful and secure region in the entire country. Brempo and Anum Mananima Manto Munina and then the pay a brade. I am a chafa, no man paying, Nessie Shadow, on them, no swafa, or share the born some. Na mo ko do abemi na oye din komo aya me chafa there we be girim na omanpeyin obai mfie ba sabusumudu aza waye na waye ayempem waye na waba na nsa na ejuma akobe biara finfiri manto manya su yenya ono na ne pe munia mo ba kakra ba kwa madanka we be girim a mezi manya so wa ba he manto no mu mezi ba che amamuna the first is that there is an election ahead of us. Largely we are secured as a region to be part of the general elections. The entire region has been profiled. The most hotspot areas are three. These are Ewutu Senya East, Efutu, and Ejumaku Eyenesiam. Indeed, the security agencies are capable of ensuring peace before, during, and after the elections. So I assure everyone that we as a region will go through these elections without a breach of the peace that we have. Now, there's no doubt about our region as a citadel of education. And so I start presentation on the free senior school education. As we speak, in a matter of 3 years, 10 months, as many as 253 projects are ongoing in the schools in the central region. And the breakdown is as follows. Classroom projects, 83 of them. And these are not 3 class. These are 12, 18 units capable of seating sometimes close to 500. Dormitory projects, 95. And other projects, 75. That we are talking about building the Ghanaian economy. You are not able to build an economy if the people do not have something to do with their hands. The president has seen that this is a blessed country, in fact, naturally rich. It cannot be that we'll be this rich, and yet you go to the communities and poverty is a lot of the people. So take a close look at the natural endowments in all the districts and how you work to ensure that you add value to it. 3 years, 10 months ago, if you drove along the N1 from Cape Coast right through to Accra, and if you go to the Kufi area, what you will see was raw pineapple. These farmers, the drudgery of farming, the sun, and if they harvested, they brought it close to the roadside, and you, in your vehicle, you decide how much you want to pay for. President said, no, that must not happen. So that was where he cut the sword for the major program of One District, One Factory. We in the region had that honor to have the sword cut in Ekumfi, and today we have the Ekumfi Fruits and Juices Factory. But not only that, if you go to Commander Edna Egwafabrim, you have a number of farmers who are into fruit production. And we have another factory there, Petersfield and Ray Fruit and Juice Processing Factory, and they are in operation now. They have a number of products on the market. As I've already indicated, a Kumfi Fruit and Juice Processing Factory, we are the privilege and honor to have the president come back on 25th August this year to commission, and the factory is in full operation. Then again, sweet potato. As boys growing up, all we knew was potato being fried, and that was the end of the story. Today, in Gomua Bewazi, and that is not just affecting only Gomua, this has gone into 4 districts within the region, where farmers are planting the potato and selling them to the factory. The president came and commissioned this factory, and is doing a lot of products. You have what they call the croissant, you have the bread, you have the chips. And I tell you, if you eat pizza prepared with potato, sweet potato from this factory, I'm not sure you turn your attention to any other pizza. This government has created the policy that we will support where we don't put in the full funding. We will support you. And so if you come to the central region, and all of these that I talk about, under 3 years, 10 months, there is the biggest paper products factory which is coming up, and that is going to take papers, whichever ones we shred across the entire country. And that is the Nixon Paper Company in Winneba. Any person who drives along the N1, if you go after the Winneba roundabout, about a kilometer or so, you see it on the left side going towards Takoradi. Huge. And that is about $20 million investment. And it's intended to create a lot of jobs. That is how you build the Ghanaian economy, to get people to do things with their hands. In the central region today, 3 years, 10 months, a gas cylinder processing building factory in Eutisenya. Today, we will not travel all the way to come to Accra to come and buy gas cylinders. We get up, we just close by us, we go and buy. Once we cut even our travel time, it is saving a lot of resources for the country. And then again, that we are able to reach the product close by. You are not doing anything, but you are building the economy. So central region, 3 years, 10 months. If you go further to the things you can do first to secure the lives of the people. Water, they say, is life. Mr. Minister, 3 years, 10 months. The president, working through the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, has extended potable water to close to 200,000 inhabitants of the region. I'm sure you didn't hear the figure. 200,000. And the evidence is clear. We have built booster stations, we have built offices and laid pipelines to several communities, as many as 8 districts in a matter of 3 years, 10 months. So you can see the pics of the work that this president has done in a matter of 3 years' time in the area of water. And that alone, in that single swoop, the water coverage level in central region has shot up from 63 to 70%. And then you have the opportunity to go and make a decision again. You are going to look elsewhere. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture, in the Bible, Genesis 3:17 downwards, when Adam has sinned against God, and God, in his infinite wisdom also, was cursing Adam. God was so magnanimous. He said that you will till the land. He still empowered Adam And therefore, for us as humans, God gave us our empowerment through the land, through agriculture. The president has not seen this as a matter lying down. And we all attest to this policy of planting for food and jobs, rearing for food and jobs, planting for export and rural development. The central region has received its fair share. Not only that, but you have what we call today the greenhouse agriculture, where you don't need land, all you need is structures put together and you're able to raise vegetables. If you come to Ewutu Senya, we have a huge infrastructure of this nature with residential facilities where young people interested in agriculture are admitted and trained. And that is changing the status of the region. So you can see the project there is training a lot of young people. That is how you build your economy. On the planting for food and jobs, because Madam MC said that you have 15 minutes, I need to run through quickly so that she doesn't come and ask me, oh, it's time. On the planting for food and jobs, we have been avid partakers. In 2017, the onset of the program, we had as many as 21,873 farmers partake. In 2018, the number jumped higher to 35,666. So you can see the upward increase. In 2019, 45,409. Characteristically, Central Region is known for our fishing, but we do the farming on the upper end of the region. And this policy is urging us on. In 2020, the figure has jumped 51,771. That is why all year round, you get the food that you're looking for at relatively cheap prices. It's because of this policy. We have lived through the Fourth Republic. You saw government come, government go. And this is it. Abiji before pressure. All that you are doing, if you never took anything this morning, I'm wondering how you have the energy to attend to your work. This is the policy of this president, of this government. Planting for export and rural development. That it must not just be the food crops. We have 3 crops. All we have done is just tinkering around it. Mango. Then there's a season for mango. We go and buy, then we leave it there. Then another year. The president says, no. Value must be placed on it. Value must be placed on it. And if you come to the Central Region, we have taken firm portion of this policy. So, in 2018, we had as many as 489,340 seedlings of oil palm, coconut, and mango distributed in 16 districts. In 2019, all the districts had come on board, and we had as many as 98,000. The figure might be wrong. Might be this is more than in oil palm, cashew, coconut, and rough lemon, and these are distributed free of charge. Luckily, just recently, the president inaugurated the tree crop authority, and that is even going to make the story sweeter. That is how you build.
woman. What is a ring can? Who say Obi Hunamane and the Aprenenqua? A Japadia be she and the Yakobo who buying. A prosifo etu bonia say, be a no man penny be ba for poor a man of pine. What is a ring can in term Jinan chain no pine na ho. She shall be a Sarini free back. Chanko say, Sarino Bechum.
Sisakini. So, rolling through quickly, a lot of interventions under the cocoa subsector, but I want to jump quickly. You can see all of those pictures of new hands which have been recruited, are doing hand pollination, are doing pruning. There's irrigation where all year round. Irrigation to get water to the cocoa farms in an enclave of cocoa farmers. So a lot, and we have 5 cocoa districts in the region. 5 cocoa districts, and these are the Nyakrom, Esikuma, Jokwa, Asinfosu, Chupraso. Central region we do a lot of cocoa, and the story is a very hopeful one. Roads connect from one end to the other. We have never been left out. There was a loud cry on the stretch from Cape Coast to Praso. The president has fixed it. So, as many that want to go to the Kakum forest and to do the walkway, it's clear now. Zzz, no stop. We have also had our fair share of asphaltic overlay. Sodro is, I may say, the commercial capital of Central Region. And if you go there today, through the intervention of the President, the Minister for Roads and Highways, and the MP, Cynthia Mamle Morrison, you have a number of the town roads receiving asphaltic overlay. Then, Cape Coast, I don't know the last time some of you visited Cape Coast. Cape Coast today has boosted the tourism outlook of Cape Coast. And that is what the tourists want to look at. They come, these are nice scenes and all of that. They'll come today and come tomorrow. The president is deepening that so that we have as many come in and the people can do well. So a few of the roads. You have the Ashanti Road before and after. You have Cape Coast, the Graf Johnson Avenue, before and after. You have Cape Coast, Saba Road. You know, these are the big names of our country. Before and after. So several of them, my own town, and Mabo is a very historic town. Historic. I'm told that it was even the first capital before it moved to Cape Coast, and then Accra took it from us. So in Mabo as well, asphaltic overlay, before and after. And then the only school, when God was done with creation of the world, he saw that there was a need to create his school, and he created Untitled. So you see Untitled here and after. In the area of highways, a good number of roads projects are ongoing, a good number of them. Feeder roads as well. Some good progress, some fair, some we need a little backup. But largely, we are also taking a fair share of the year of roads. Then the president said, there are some critical towns in Central Region. These are historic and of heritage importance. For example, Commander and its history. The British colonial masters, when they came in, they established their military base there in Commander. And the remnants are still there. But this is a town that was receiving the aggressive effect of the wave, of the sea wave. Again, Elmina. Again, Cape Coast. Again, Anmabo. So when, as candidate, we took him to these towns, the cry of the chiefs was that, look, our towns have been ravaged by the effect of the sea. So you get me to Jubilee House and I will assist. So today, you have the Coastal Defense Project, and it's about a stretch of 20 kilometers from Commander all the way to Almabu to Eja. So you see the evidence there. Evidence there. You see Defense. You see the Almabu Sea Defense. Cape Coast Sea Defense, all of it, 3 years, 10 months. One critical thing, as I intimated earlier, Central Region is a fishing region. And one of the high-ranking requests that our fisher folks have made over several years is that because of the nature of our coast, if we went a-fishing and came down, the strength of the wave sometimes kicks our canoes against the rocks and we lose everything. So if we had what they call WAF, safe landing site, it will help the industry. For the entire stretch of the Ghanaian coast, there are 12 of them that are taking place as we speak. Central Region, we have 6 out of the 12. We have Mori, we have Drama, that is Manford, we have Senyabeku, we have Fatakakaba, we have Winneba, and even more have been added. Elimina is going to receive a fishing harbor. The president, 25th August, when he came over to commission the Omanfm fruits and juices factory, also promised that look, politics must not put asunder between friends and between Ghanaians. The late Professor Mills was a very good friend in school, but he was on the other side. I use this opportunity to announce to you, chiefs and people of Omanfm, that I'm going to build a landing site in his honor. And we have done the interaction already with the chiefs of Otuam. Very soon, work will start in honor of Professor Mills. So, Mr. Minister, this is just the tip of the block. A lot is happening. I thank you for this opportunity.
Please, another round of applause for him. And I must say that these are eye-opening presentations we are listening to this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next on the lineup is the Honorable Minister for the Northern Region, Honorable Salifu Said. Please welcome him with a round of applause. Thank you. And please note, 15 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister for Information, your deputy, and all the top directors from the Ministry of Information, my colleagues, regional ministers, distinguished invited participants, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I am very honored, and at the same time, the chiefs and people of Northern Region are very honored to be given the opportunity for their very humble son to come and represent them, to tell and showcase the huge investment that His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Dagbon Maltina Abudani the First, that is Dagbon Unifier, Dagbon Unifier President, the first in the history of the great kingdom Dagbon and that of the entire North. I bring you greetings from all of them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also thank the Information Minister. My colleagues have done it, but too much meat doesn't spoil soup. So I still want to thank you for the great honor given to us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the current Northern Region is delineated into 16 administrative districts composed of 1 metropolitan assembly, 5 municipal assemblies, and 10 district assemblies. In terms of constituencies, we have 18 constituencies. And in terms of allocations and strengths of the current existing political parties, the ruling party, that is the New Patriotic Party, we have 18 parliamentary seats to our side, and the NDC have 9. We have 9 parliamentary seats for MPP and 9 parliamentary seats for NDC. So you can imagine, with the good deliverables of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I am praying next year by this time we'll be here and I'll be speaking from MPP majority region, inshallah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the outline of my presentation will look at 3 key areas. We'll look at the priorities or the tasks, the assignment given to me by the President, and also we'll look at how far we have gone, that is the progress made or achievement. Then we'll look at what is it that we want to do moving forward. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, looking at the various issues I was tasked to look at, focusing on the manifesto, focusing on the vision of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, focusing on the dream of President Abudani I for the good people of Northern Region and Dago. Everybody, historically, before he was ushered in as the president, Northern Region was noted to be a region that, in terms of security-wise, very hostile. It has witnessed intermittent violent conflicts. So the number 1 priority assignment was for me to look at what is it that we can do to stabilize the region. Then also to see to it that we work very hard, because at that time, the Northern Region, that is the then Northern Region, was occupying about 1/3 of the total landmass of our country, Ghana. So administratively and a lot of other things, it was very difficult to be able to administer it more effectively. So there was a conscious effort to see to it that I get down there to deal with the duty bearers in that part of our country, to see to it that that big region could be delineated into 3 new administrative regions. The other assignment was to ensure, which was a key priority of the president, to see to it that I ensure effective implementation of President Nana Akufo-Addo's government policies and programs, so that by the end of the 4-year tenure of office, he would have been able to perform to win and retain the confidence of the people, and at the same time improve the socio-economic conditions of our people. The other aspect was to see to it that we make sure that we work with all, both government and private sector practitioners, so that we create more enabling environment, and it will serve as a magnet to attract investors and other workers to come and stay in our part of our region. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the part of the security, when I went in, the old age Dagon chieftaincy crisis, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came to the north and made it very clear to the chiefs and people of the north, particularly Dagon, that he was neither an Abudu or Andani, but he was ready to use his presidency, ensuring that we don't injure any side of the factions, and by the end of the day, we will ensure peace and stability. I want to announce to the gathering here and the good people of the country that with the bold, resilient, and focused leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he was able to marshal the courage and all the needed resources to see to it that the eminent chiefs composed of the Otumfo, the Nayiri, the Yebonwura, the committee that was set up, we needed to see to it that we activate all their mediation skills, because at the time that President Akufo-Addo came into office, the mediation process, both Abudus and Adanis, fatigue set in. They were not even ready to go to continue the mediation. Frustration, aggression theory set into them, and that was the situation we came in bed. But thank God, President Akufo-Addo government and he himself always believed that the battle is the Lord. And by the end of the day, we worked seriously, and one of the biggest achievements, not only to the Akufo-Addo government, but for the good people of northern Ghana, for the good people of the Dagbon Kingdom, it is the ensuring of the performance of the funerals of the late Yanas, that is the late Yana Yakubu Andani, the fourth, and that of Na Muhammadu Abubakar and Na Muhammadu funeral, who is also one of the late Yanas. His funeral was performed, and it ended up in the enskinment of a new Yana called Yana Muhammad Abubakar II. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our friends from the media, I don't want to belabor what went into it. Most of you were following the events keenly, and by the end of the day, we started with the late Yana Abdullah funeral, and by the end of December, it was successfully performed. And then also in January, the Yana Yakubu Andani one was performed, and also for the first time in the history of over 40 years, we were able to get a very successful coronation of the Yana, and we now have the Yana. The good news is that just some few weeks ago, the new northern region, that is after the creation of the two new regions out of it, we now have a reconstituted regional House of Chiefs, and the Yana, that is the new Yana, is now the president of the Northern Regional House of Chiefs. Not only that, we have been able to work closely with all the various security services in the region and all the key stakeholders in the region, the youth groups, the political parties, and our region, northern region. For the past 3 years and 10 months, there hasn't been any violent clashes between either tribes or political parties, and that is a huge thing. Not only the Dagbo, we used to hear of Bunkurugu Yunyo. Anytime Bunkurugu Yunyo comes into the news, it became popular because of the intermittent violent conflict among clans and tribes. By then, it was under my jurisdiction. I worked closely with the traditional rulers, and by the end of the day, we ensure a blood barrier. And that thing happened, and since then, for 3 years and 10 months, there hasn't been any violent and open confrontation, destructions of properties. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the reason being that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, recognizing the fact that Ghana is well endowed, and the North is particularly very endowed. Meanwhile, we are languishing in absolute poverty, not relative poverty. Majority of the people are languishing in poverty. He said that for us to rebuild the economy of northern region, the foundation of that is to ensure that there is absolute peace, total peace, that will create the enabling environment for everybody to work. And that is why we invested in the peace. So the good people of northern region, they are saying that even apart from the peace, if we did not even do anything at all for the 4 years under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, it is enough for them. Ladies and gentlemen, another important aspect of our achievement has to do with agriculture. The people of northern region, our main economic stay is agriculture, and agriculture is our people, and our people is agriculture. Northern region is the food basket of the country, and the planting for food and jobs has really impacted a lot on the socio-economic lives of various households and also communities, as well as the entire North. Given the fact that there has been a lot of inputs at the right time and in right quantities. And also, there has been a reduction of the prices of fertilizer and other inputs. Not to talk of the rearing for food and jobs, because the North, culturally and traditionally, rearing animals is part of our lives, not only cultivation of crops and other tuber things. The more important thing has to do with identifying the endowment of the North. Like one renowned professor last said that resources are not, they become. That is Professor Zimmerman. Because President Akufo-Addo government recognized the fact that what is it that he needed to do so that the poverty that we have been languishing in will be a thing of the past. The most important thing is to empower the local people, empower the local economy, add value to whatever we are doing. And that explains why the planting for food and jobs and its other affiliate related programs like rearing for food and jobs, tree crops, that is for export and all that, is very, very critical for us. So we highly appreciate that, and the people of the North are very happy. I didn't even stop that. We are endowed with a lot of rice fields and rice valleys. In the past, the North used to produce a lot of rice and supplying or exporting to the neighboring countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. So the chiefs and people of the North embrace President Akufo-Addo policies, because that there is now peace. They can even go and sleep in their farms without coming home, or you go and be farming without looking side by side, because there is peace. Nobody will come and attack you. Because of that, we were challenged. As a Northern Regional Coordination Council, I traveled with my chief director to China, a province called Jiangxi, because that city was where China started producing rice. So we said that we also want to turn Northern region to be the rice region or agricultural region of Ghana. We went there, they gave us a rice variety. And when we brought it, we tried about 5 different varieties. And you can be sure that we now have one of the highest yielding varieties as compared to the existing varieties that we've been doing. And because of that, the farmers are very happy for what is happening. In the area of health, if you are not healthy, how can you go to farm? So health is very critical. Our government, under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a number of health facilities spanning from district hospitals, starting from Tolong, to a number of communities that we have chiefs compound that are so close to the people. The assemblies are doing a lot. Our development partners are doing a lot. I don't want to belabor much on that. The almighty COVID that had hit not only the northern region, not only Ghana, but the globe, we were able to emulate the resilient, the bold, the courageous manner in which President Akufo-Addo tackled the COVID-19 protocols, and also led the education and awareness as well as sensitization program of the need to abide by the existing protocol. We did not also relax. We ensured that we marshal all key players in the COVID program and ensure that we work closely with the health professionals. And as of today, the status of our region, we don't have any active case, is 0, and then also we don't have any serious or critical condition in our region for a number of months. And that is the good news I have for you from Northern region concerning the COVID-19 situation in our part of the country. One district, a very unique and important novelty. Northern region, we have been able to see a number of one district, one factory in our districts, and the thing of getting Ghana beyond it help us to identify, because the brain, the thinking around it by President Akufo-Addo is to consciously draw the attention of Ghanaians that we should not sit down and be lamenting and lamenting over our situations, comparing ourselves to advanced economy that Ghana is endowed. Every region, every district, every community, we should look within and see the existing potentials and see how we can add value, and it will empower us locally. And that is the way our local economy will be built. And we have the Motor King factory, because the Motor King is playing a lot of important role in rural transportation, helping our communities, especially the rural areas, to carry people from one point to the other. They also use, the farmers also use it to cut farm produce from their farms to the marketing centers, and so many economic activities that this thing is helping to support us. Apart from that, we also have some agro-based industries. For example, the share trade. If we are able to invest in the share industry, is going to compete heavily with the cocoa and other cash crops. Therefore, we are naturally endowed with it, and some private sector players are partnering with the Regional Coordinating Council and government, and a number of share butter processing factories are coming up, and it's a medicinal tree. Everything of it is medicinal, so the pharmaceutical industry people are also looking into it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in all of these things, if you don't have education, you will not be able to appreciate even the good policies rolled out by a government, particularly these flagship policies of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So recognizing this thing, he said that education is key. I want to announce, not only to the assembly here, but the generality of Ghanaians, that we used to see before President Akufo-Addo's government, there used to be an intermittent, either early closure of senior secondary school or late reopening of senior secondary schools in the entire northern region, particularly the then 3 regions of the north. Currently is now 5 regions of the north, as a result of either delay or absence of feeding grants. And let me make this point very clear. The feeding grants that the Northern Scholarship was given, it wasn't like that of the free senior high school program we are getting. It was just specifically restricted to the feeding. But the free senior high school policy takes away payment of the school fees. In the north, they tell me to inform President Abudani the First, that is President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the MPP government, that they do not more sell their farm produce like rice, yams, tuber, soya beans, and others at a time that they did not want to do that. Because even sometimes when the prices are so low, they were compelled to sell it. Sometimes our mothers in particular were compelled to remove their clothes, what they are supposed to be using in occasional, to sell it, to be able to raise thousands something to pay free senior high school fees. Today is a thing of the past. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, so therefore they are saying that even in the books of the Islam, it states in the Quran that Ikra, it means seek for knowledge. So they said because of this, they are so happy, and it is not only paying school fees, that it has come to ensure that every household, every community, they are benefiting from the free senior high school policy, and at the same time it has helped them to reduce the poverty level of the various households and compounds, because they now have the opportunity to use the money they would have been using to pay for the school fees to attend to other alternative households. So because of that, it's helping to improve and reduce the malnutrition that used to be among the children. The Koshiako is no more there, and all other things. Based on that, we are very happy, and the good people of the north are happy. In terms of the infrastructure, you can see that huge educational infrastructure in all our senior high secondary schools and even our basic schools at the JSS level and all that, as a result of the free senior high school. And you can see them pictorially in the pictures displayed in the reports. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, roads infrastructure, it is not only the central region, neither the western region. If you come to the north, sometimes some of the roads we used to travel, especially our people commuting from the various districts and municipalities to the center or the capital of the region, Tamale. Most of the roads were no more trouble before you get to Tamale as the capital, as if you are from a gravel pit. It is now history, given the fact that we have seen traditionally the previous government, what they used to be doing, they were just working on some of the road. But today, in northern region, Tamale as the city, Tamale as the gateway to the 5 regions of the north, Tamale as the gateway to even the Sahelian country like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. We now have Rose Story Building, an interchange in Tamale. The people are telling me that this road is not only for northern region people, because the 5 regions they pass through Tamale, the Burkina, Mali, Niger people they said the interchange, they are so happy, and for that matter, it's a value addition not only to the road sector, but the infrastructure base, the tourism base, and so many things. And people are very happy, and they are telling me to inform the Ghanaians that they have seen it to be one of the peace dividends that President Abudani the first, that is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is bringing to the good people of the north. So when they sustain the peace, it means more roads, infrastructure, and other development will come. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you can see the work going on, and you see the pictures in the presentation. They say water is life. Water is life. In the north, we used to suffer from guinea worm and other things. Interestingly, the good people of the north, they have asked me not to miss words by informing Ghanaians on this very platform that before Tamale, we could get very good potable water. It was during the era of Busia that they did the Dalang Dam. Surprisingly, they never got any improvement of the expansion of the water that goes through and flows through districts and communities up to the capital of the city of Tamale until President Kufuor came in, and they saw a huge improvement in the water supply. And today, just some few weeks ago, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in the north to cut short for 2 major water systems to happen. The Yende water system, it became a political issue, and before the 2016 general election, the 2 major political parties were talking about it, and I can tell you now the sword was cut, and they are doing the preliminary works have started in Yende. At the same time, water project for Tamale, which will take from one of the white voters from Yape, it will serve the communities to about 6 to 7 districts in addition to Tamale. That is one of the huge water investment that President Akufo-Addo has done. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there are other infrastructure programs that we have. Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program, IPEP, under the Ministry of Special Development Initiative, as well as that of the Northern Development Authority, is ongoing. And I can announce to the House that the NDA, that is the Northern Development Authority, under the IPEP program, they have executed 751 projects. And the 751 projects is coming from the $1 million per constituency. And you can be sure that it is affecting only the key priority felt needs of the various constituencies. So we are doing an impactful development interventions in all the 18 constituencies in northern region, and the people are very happy. The One Village, One Dam has also come to add up to what the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has done in expanding the water facilities. We have very good dams that has been dug around. Some are yet to be, they are yet to complete them, and the farmers are making good use of it. The animals are making good use of it. It has even helped for the Rearing for Food and Jobs program in our part of the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, now that peace has come, part of the peace dividends saw the northern region clearly, that for the first time in the history of northern region, we saw an army, a congregation of ambassadors, diplomats, trooping into the region and going to greet the king of Dagon to seek for land, to seek for opportunity for people from their countries to come and invest. Apart from that, for the first time in the history of our country, Ghana, after independence, we saw the relocation of the celebration of the National Independence Day celebration from the Black Star Square to Tamale, Northern Region, and Dagon. And it was so happy. It serves as a therapy to heal the young and upcoming school children and parents that in the north, if we embrace peace, it means that Accra will shift to Northern Region, and it's so refreshing. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all the major sectors of the economy, be it education, health, whatever, there are major national conferences. We saw it coming into Tamale and into Northern Region to honor us for seeing to it that President Akufo-Addo has been able to do what nobody could have said he would be able to do it until you are able to do it. And that is the President Akufo-Addo government. And we thank and appreciate that. Before I land tactically, the Western Region people, they think they are the only people having oil. Because we now have peace in Northern Region, the GMPC people, they have looked for experts, and they are doing serious exploration in Northern Region. And I can tell you that it's so amazing, the preliminary findings that we have. The whole of Northern Region and the north is going to turn into oil and also gold. So therefore, the poverty of the north, if we make sure that the consultants that have been brought to the people of the north to do it, the good people of the north are saying that the chief said the land is there for them. The youth are saying they will no more fight. Everybody is ready, because they said that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. They want to reduce their vulnerability levels, and based on that, the land is there. Everybody, your development, your everything will come to Northern Region. We are calling you. The chiefs are ready to make land available, and you can be sure that by the end of the day, you can be sure by the end of the day, the Northern Ghana people, particularly in Northern Region, they said that if you are doing good work and you bring peace, they can only tell you as a government, as a dead president, to continue so that you can sustain all the things. Thank you. You can sustain it.
Thank you, Honorable Salifu Said. Please give him another round of applause. It is very obvious that 15 minutes is not enough to give to us all that they have, and like the Central Regional Minister said, you need a full day. So I will plead with the Honorable Minister Information to get another forum for you to tell us exactly and the details of all that you have for us, the people of Ghana. We have two more presentations, and first from Mrs. Evelyn, Honorable Evelyn Amakumi Richardson from the Bono region, and then the Volta region. But we are all witnesses to recent happenings in the Volta region. The questions in our minds, and I'm sure on your minds and those of us watching on TV and virtual, is that has this brought an uproar in the region? What is the impact? What is it for us? What is in it for us as Ghanaians, and especially for the people of the Volta region? That is why Honorable Dr. Lecha is here to tell us that in spite of all these, there are positive strides being made. And so after the Bono Regional Minister, Doctor will come and bring us up to speed with happenings in the Volta region, and to give us the assurance that it is well. Thank you. So Honorable Kumi Richardson, we are all ears for you. Please give her a round of applause.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, everyone in here, especially the Minister for Information, your able deputy, and your staff, and my honorable colleague, honorable ministers who are here, the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I have the singular honor to present the state of my region, which is the Bono region. And we have already taken so much time, so I would not add on to that, but I'll go straight to the point and deliver to you the state of the economy that His Excellency the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and his able team and the MPP government is doing for the entire nation, of which the Bono region have also had a fair share. The outline of my presentation is going to be the introduction of sector performances. That's the education sector, the agric, health, then social development, roads, water, and sanitation. On education, the Bono region has really had its fair share of the national cake. I'm saying so because with the introduction of the free SHS, a total number of 49,054 students have benefited from the free senior high school program. The breakdown from 2017, 2018, and 2019 to date is 2017, we have 16,388 beneficiaries. And then in 2018, we had 17,522 beneficiaries. And in 2019-2020 academic year, we have 15,144, amounting to 49,054 beneficiaries. Other interventions in the education ministry that the government has provided to us is the Bono region, which has 12 municipal and district administrative assemblies, have benefited from 4x4 Isuzu pickup vehicles, and then a 4x4 Toyota Land Cruiser to the regional directorate. The highlight of the interventions is still the education sector. If I want to go on, just as you see on the screen, many schools have also received a Hyundai bus for each of themselves, and that about 14 of them have been given to us in the Bono region. 81 circuit supervisors in the 12 municipal and district assemblies have received motorbikes. This tells you and I that the circuit supervisors will go deep down into their various communities to work to bring our children to the full knowledge of education. And then the regional science resource centers, which also have been cited in some parts of the region, is ongoing. There are some institutions in the region who have benefited from so many projects. In fact, if I have to say, I would say that all the 6 municipal assemblies and then 6 district assemblies, making up the 12 districts and municipal assemblies in the region, have benefited from dormitory blocks, classroom blocks, toilet facilities, dining hall complexes, and on-campus clinics, together with other facilities. The government has really delivered on education in the Bono region. When we come to the agriculture sector in the Bono region, I think that you may recall that during the 2016 electioneering campaign, one of the key messages the NPP gave was to modernize agriculture and improve food production efficiency to achieve food security and then profitability for our farmers. This has been achieved in the Bono region, as it were. The region successfully implemented various agricultural programs in fulfillment of our manifesto pledges to achieve food security for both local consumption and for export during the period under review. For planting for food and jobs, even amidst COVID, a lot has been achieved. As at the end of September 2020, a total of 467.47 metric tons of improved and stabilized seeds have been received and supplied to the farmers across the region. In all, a total of 16,387.37 hectares have been cultivated using seed distribution to the farmers. Update of the beneficiaries under the Planting for Food and Job stands at 90,249, made up of 61,375 males and then 28,874 females. All the 12 districts have also benefited or are involved in the cultivation of 3 major cash crops, including the cashew, cocoa, coconut, mango, and oil palm in the region. As at the end of September 2020, a total of 1,096,670 cashew, 4,816 coconuts, and 2,000 oil palm seedlings have been nursed and distributed to 10,189 beneficiary farmers in the region. Whilst we are producing food, we have to think of how to store the surplus. And with the intervention of His Excellency the President's government, there is the provision of 1 district, 1 warehouse, of which the Bono region has also benefited. 4 of our districts have benefited from the warehouses that is being built, the capacity of which is 1,000 metric tons, and they are all almost at the completion level. Sunyani municipality has 2, Wenchi has, and then we also have for the Doma Central District. We cannot do anything if we do not have health. Therefore, the state of health in the region is what I'm yet to showcase to the world and to Ghana. Before we come to the COVID, I may want to say that we thank His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, through his able leadership and wisdom and vision, he's been able to provide what it takes, or what we call logistics for deliverables or for delivery. So, in the 12 districts of the region, we have received 12 new 4x4 pickups and 56 motorbikes, and it has been all delivered to the districts in the region for them to give us the worthy delivery of health services that the people of Ghana, especially in the Bono region, deserve. We also benefited in the one constituency, one ambulance intervention. And then a total of 30 CHIP compounds were constructed to improve access of health delivery to the good people of the region. A solar lighting system has been installed also across some of the districts to aid in the delivery of health services. Construction of maternity blocks, accident and emergency blocks, and what have you, to help give us the service that we deserve in health services has been also given to the region. As we speak now, it is not pleasant to say, but for the past few days, the Bono region was enjoying 0 cases of COVID. But only 2 days ago, we have recorded about 34 active cases. We have seen only 1 death in the Wenchi municipality. 93.6% of the cases that we had, totaling 547, have had their recoveries. We are now managing 34 of those I just spoke about in the isolation centers. The government has really helped to curb the unemployment situation with its intervention of Nation Builders Corps, and the Bono region has not been left out. A total of 4,185 NAPCO trainees have been engaged under the 7 modules. In one district, one factory, the region has also had its fair share. As we speak, we have tomato factory in the region, we have rice factory in the region, we have a vegetable processing factory in the region, we have so many others that are also springing up which have not yet reached its fullest completion. But we hope that once it has started, it will come to the limelight. And we thank the President for this intervention for our region. We also have 2 youth development centers, as it were, a stadium, I would want to call it, or a stadia, that is also being built in our region. Already one is at 90% complete, and it is in the Doma Central District. And then Sunyani is also benefiting. The Doma one has a capacity of 5,000, but the Sunyani one, which is yet to see its start up, which all things have been put together, especially with the good people of the region, the stakeholders, and Mananum, that we have been able to acquire a place, a site for the project, is also looking at a 15,000 capacity, which the President and his ministers have brought to our region. There are so many other interventions that the President has done for the region. All the interventions that he has given to the nation has not had the region left out. On roads, we have the cocoa roads. We have the Sino-Hydro projects. We also have the critical roads that Bono region is also enjoying. I'll have some pictorial evidence for you all to see. But I want to reiterate that the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is poised to deliver. He is delivering. He is not leaving any region out, especially in the Bono region. We are also about to commission our airport, which will really help us to economically travel, bring in investors from outside and even within the country to come and enjoy, build the region that has known peace from all indications in the region or in the national quarters, that if you talk about the Bono region, then it is the most peaceful region in the country. We are almost ready to, yeah, sure, I'm very sure about that. When my colleague stood here and was talking about the central region being the most peaceful, it was the audience that attested to that. I did not even speak, but he said that the most peaceful region in the country is the Bono region, which I want to commend my security on that. Therefore, I would want to also say that all investors, both from outside the country, within the country, are welcome to come and enjoy the peace that we have in our region. Should anybody tell us that every region in the country is enjoying the interventions of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government, that should we deny him of the second round, the round 2, which is the 4 more years for him to deliver more for the nation, that which he has started must definitely come to a completion. Nananam ebusiafo amuhyiam ha medam asesema ya aso no matieme ne meka yanyina na ne meka nyina ne se Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo onam nitimpom me Ghana mande abanwa kese ma no na okan se Ghana fo samaye me sa adom ya me yi Ghana afri ahohiehiem nde ba ko bia owo Ghana obenya bibi ato ne botom na afi enya asomdwie etimi atena mane no na etimi abomane no ho ban yie edi amaye ma yankasa yetima asom se ne nananom ye kan se yensom ene nipa yankasa yebeso yadiem na yetimi abuilde ana se yedi esi ho yepeja esi ho ama na dimu amaye na afoforo a bewo amanfoforo so Ghana aye akono amabe na Africa nyina so se ne amanfo nyina bedi bani ohwe Ghana no ben who say we are the eye of Africa na sebetima bemsa na mampanyini na musuade huna odema Ghana man nyina na oka say obeyo no ayo ama region bia anya ne chefa kakra ama Bono region yeso yanya ye chefa ofa nsu a ye wo ye chefa wo ho ofa sanitation a ye nya ye chefa na anu ya mampanyini ba Ghana Bono region oba ebe kati sword for waste compost waste project abayeni nyina wo ohwa ekati across all the regions no interventions nyina so no ekati across every region in the nation nyamena meka nyina ya dansefo na abokontomfri ade musuman onimani ne yeyo nyina no ye kire mo pictorial evidence na enuachi nso no ama regional ministers ewo region edunsia ewo Ghana ha nyina no nyina ye beba ha sei so ya ba abedanadi e de akire mo already regional minister bia abomodene ama ne district chief executives and municipal chief executive bia akọ radio so akọ kire enyumaku a mampanyini enam na pamfo so aye e de ama man Ghana Bono region enjaye mu enja region bia mu offer the sectors na education, health, baby Omanfm deliver. And intimi jina bonoman ene nananom a bewo bonoman amanfo a bewo bonoman ananim ene nipa ye twahiem ha sei ananim Adam Ampenyin na adodankwa akufo ase na Madam Ministry of Information ya yewura kojo oponkroma edano ene napamfo ya damase bio se mama yakwanya se ne yemman mu Mampenyin aye yemedi ho adanse emfa nkire Ghana man nyame nhira mo se monya abetetie na adamase.
Thank you very much, Honorable Evelyn Kume Richardson. Please give another round of applause. And now, the last but not least presentation by the Volta Regional Minister, Honorable Dr. Archibald Yao-Lecha. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much.
I have to lower this a bit. Thank you very much. Ndina Milo. Greetings from Volta region. Honorable Minister for Information, honorable colleague ministers from the regions, directors and staff from the Ministry of Information, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the media, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a privilege as a region to have had a town hall meeting in collaboration with the Ministry of Information last year. That was held at the Whole Technical University auditorium. And each of the 18 municipal and district assemblies in the region made a case about what development projects were ongoing in their various assemblies. And it took us a very long time because we had to wait for presentations from 18 assemblies. And now we have the privilege also to go to the delivery tracker and find out what each of these assemblies are doing. So what I will say this morning is just a brief summary of what is going on in the region. And first of all, I want to make the point that Volta region has had its fair share of the policies of this government. Since January 2017, we have been active participants of whatever policies and programs that His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has rolled out. In my presentation, I'll first give an introduction about our region, and then we carry on from there. The region, the map of the region is that of Ghana, showing the Volta region. Previously, we were Oti and Volta together. So when I took office, it was one region called Volta region. But the president promised that 6 new regions were going to be created, and the Oti region was created. Therefore, we now have Oti and Volta regions. And our objectives as a region is to formulate, implement, coordinate, monitor, evaluate government policies and programs. And we also want to promote stability, security, and peace. And the point was made by the MC that I should make a comment about the security situation in the Volta region. What I would say is that before we took office and the early months of our taking office, we had this very serious conflict in Alavanyu Nkunya. And with the president's intervention, with the intervention of national security and the chiefs and people of Nkunya and Alavanyu, these days we don't hear of Nkunya Alavanyu anymore. Thankfully, Nkunya is now in Oti, whilst Alavanyu is in Volta. With the troubles we've had in the Volta region of late, I just want to give all of us and Ghanaians the assurance that the situation is under control. His Excellency himself took control of the situation with national security, and all of us with the security agencies and the chiefs and people of the region, the situation is very much under control, and we want to appeal to everybody that feel free and come to the Volta region. I think Volta region is more promising than the regions that Volta region is much more promising than the Western, Central, North, and Bono regions. So we invite all of you to come to the region and transact business with us. We also want to promote transparency and accountable governance. And thankfully, with the Ministry of Information and the government, we are accountable to the people. All the assemblies hold town hall meetings. And the regions also have town hall meetings just to account to the people. And this opportunity given to us this morning is to account to the people of Ghana, for the people to know that no region in the Republic of Ghana is being left behind in the agenda of this our government. So our mission and mission statements, we have a vision which the Volta Regional Coordinating Council seeks to attain a peaceful, stable, united, progressive, and prosperous region with a high standard of living for its people. And we've been doing that through the facilitation of the overall development of the region through efficiently harmonizing, coordinating, monitoring, and evaluating all plans and programs of all the agencies and ministries that work under us in the region. I also want to make the point that Volta region is very much on the heart of His Excellency the President. So he visits us very often because, you know, Volta region is a special bride that the President wants to marry. So he doesn't joke with Volta at all. So I want to tell my people in the region that the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is very much in love with the Volta region, and he's hoping that in the next few weeks there will be signs to show that the bride is also responding to the maneuvers of the groom. The flagship programs and interventions in the Volta region will go to the road infrastructure. We are aware that this year was declared a year of roads, and Volta region has not been left out in this agenda of government to improve on our road infrastructure. So you can see from the pictorials that we have asphalt overlay in Hokwe municipality. There's a project going on in Ho, that's the dualization of the Ho Sokode roads. Recently, when the President visited the region, he inspected this particular road, and the contractors gave him all the assurance that by October ending, they will finish with one lane, so that we'll be using the one lane, and then the second lane can also be tackled. On the same visit, he also cast salt for the whole bypass, which is through the UHAS junction, through the University of Health and Allied Sciences, through Titrinu, so that when you are going to Aplau from Akosombo or somewhere Juapong, you don't have to pass through the whole township. We're going to have a bypass. And we have several projects ongoing in the region. The upgrading of the Kelipet town roads. Mr. Krujesi is there, he knows what I mean. We have the upgrading of the Ketu North roads. We have the Jolokwita to Bame, under Cocoa roads. That has been surfaced. I'm sure the pictures are coming. And then we also have the ongoing bitumen surfacing of the Adakluwaya, Abuadi to Cherepe Road. That is also ongoing. And recently when the President came, we went to Adaklu Amfwe. We drove on a very, very excellent road. We also have the construction of the Have to Howe Road, which is part of the Eastern Corridor Road. The famous, popular Eastern Corridor Road. We have three lots from Asikuma Junction to Have, then Have to Hohwe, Hohwe to Jessica, which is in Oti. That is being done. The Have to Hohwe is also being done, and works are far advanced for us to begin the Asikuma. Asikuma to Have has been done to a certain extent, but we want to complete that as soon as possible. So government is very much serious with that, and we are working on it. We also have the bitumen surfacing of the Hohwe Fodome feeder road. It's about 9.4 kilometers. We have the construction of the 70-meter span steel bridge on the Galosota to Bomingo feeder road in the southern part of the region. Construction of drains and culverts, Galosota to Bomingo, and we have the pictures there for all of us to see and verify. Education. In the railway, I just want to tell my colleagues from Northern and Central that we have railway line. We have railway. Is the picture up? It's not up. Oh, I want them to see the railway. Yes, Akosombo to Joapon, railway line passes through North Town, Joapon. So anytime I'm coming from home, I enjoy seeing the view. Very soon, I'll see the trains plying on the lines. We have, when we come to education, we have emergency facilities for senior high schools in the region. The free SHS enrollment records for Volta region from 2017 to 2019 are there for us to see. I hope they'll be projected for us to see. Is it there? Okay, very good. So we have a total of, that is for the year one, in the past year, those who have finished the WASI exams, they are the year 3 that we have here, which is 36,000 students. Those going to Form 3 now are 34,000, and those going to Form 1, those from Form 1 to Form 2 are 25,110. So we have many of our children who are benefiting from the free senior high school policy of our government in the Volta region. So the impact of free SHS has been the massive school enrollment in all schools across the region. We have a massive improvement in all school infrastructure across the region. And next year, we're hoping that many of our schools on double track will no more be on double track. Now we have the total number of schools benefiting from senior high education in the Volta region at 74. Out of the 74, 23 are doing double track, while 51 are doing single track. We have a lot of infrastructure going on at assembly levels and get fund, and some of the pictures are there for us to see. We have many of the facilities that are being projected for us to see, and they are there on the ground for everybody to verify. As water and sanitation, this is very important. You know, water is life, and we have the water for all policy as a government. And His Excellency the President has been in the region. He has cut the sword for a 97 million euro Keta water expansion project. He's also cut the sword for the expansion of the 5-district water project that is going to serve 5 districts in the Volta region. The President was in the region to do that. And there are pictures to show. The President was in the region, and we have a water supply system for Amejope. That is the highest habited location in Ghana. So once again, we're beating all the other regions. Where human beings live in Ghana, we have the highest point called Amejope. And historically, they have had problems with water. It took the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the NPP government, with the help of the Spanish debt relief debt swap program, to have a water system for Amejope. The President himself, because this was so important to him, was there in Amejope to cast sword for the, no, not to cast sword, to commission. He was there to commission the project himself. And we have the Ziope water system, which is all part of since we came to office from 2017, these projects started, and we have the Ziope water system completed in addition to Amejope. We also have the Batume Junction water system in place. We have the Akokope water system in place. We have the Shian water system in place. Agotime Ziope water system, Shian, and all other places. We also have the provision of mechanized boreholes and so on and so forth. The Coastal Development Authority is also doing many projects in the region, including these community public WCs. We know the government is not encouraging public toilets anymore, but institutional toilets are being like markets, schools, hospitals, and so on. Those are being done. And so the CODA has a lot of infrastructure projects going on in the region. Coming to agriculture, we have investments in irrigation services in our region. We have many irrigation projects going on in the Volta region. The major one is the rehabilitation, expansion, and modernization of the Kpong left bank irrigation project. When completed, it's going to make irrigated land available to about 2,000 farmers in the region. So that is also, I don't know, you are not clapping for Volta. Yeah, you might be clapping. A lot is happening, so I'm sure you are so surprised that you are perplexed. Yes, a lot is happening in Volta. So those of you who want to invest, the best destination is Volta region. If you want a holiday, if you want to take your family out, the best place is the Volta region. Yes, of course. So, planting for food and jobs is also being rolled out in the region from 2017. And as of today, we have 111,069 males participating, with 46,026 females, a total of 157,095 people are participating in the planting for food and jobs in the Volta region. From the figures I've seen so far, we are leading. And then planting for export and rural development. We have distributed about 160 cashew seedlings to farmers from 2018 to date, and every assembly is very much involved. All the assemblies are very much involved in the planting for export and rural development. So when you see the next chart, is depicting the planting for food and job and its beneficiaries for September 2020 in the Volta region. The total figure of which I mentioned, 157,095. So a lot is going on, especially some of our, I want to commend some of our assemblies like Adakulu, Ho West, and others who are doing very well with the planting for export and rural development. So a lot is going on. We're doing a lot of rice and onion production in the South Tongue, Keto South. There are pictures there showing tomato fields in Angologa and onion fields in Keto South, and planting for food and jobs, right fields in South Tongue. The Honorable Minister for the Northern region was talking about rice in the Northern region. Yeah, they are doing very well. But Volta region is a major producer of rice in Ghana. The Northern region was leading some years ago, but the current leaders are Volta, is NOT. So we have a chart there about the distribution of fertilizers, organic fertilizers. The figures are there, inorganic fertilizers. And then when we come to the sector of health, we are aware that the Volta Regional Hospital has been converted into a whole teaching hospital because of the medical school, the University of Health and Allied Sciences Medical School. And we have our first batch of doctors, 41 doctors graduated, and all of them passed with 16 distinctions. So the whole teaching hospital in place. Recently the board, the governing council of the whole teaching hospital was inaugurated by the Honorable Minister for Health. So we have many health facilities around in the region. I wouldn't like to bore you going around mentioning them one by one, but I think the pictures are there for all of us to see, from chief's compounds to maternity facilities in Penyi, construction of maternity blocks, and so on and so forth. So we have many health facilities, and we have also worked very hard at the COVID-19 pandemic. As a region, we have managed the pandemic very well, and it's under control. We have the energy infrastructure. We have many of our communities, since we took power in 2017, we have many communities. The chart is there for us to see. K2 North, we've had 17 communities. K2 South, Ho Municipality, Ho West, Ho Municipality. We have many communities that have been connected to the national grid. And then we also have had construction of telecommunication masts in the region to increase the coverage of mobile telephony. We also have the National Sports Authority putting up the new Youth Resource Center, which is ongoing, and more than 85% complete, and we are hoping to commission it very soon. I mean, many of you here, when you come, you'll be on the VIP stand. I will arrange places for you on the VIP stand. So we have a lot of these going on in the region, and safety and security. We've also invested a lot. The assemblies have invested in the court buildings, accommodation for judges, and also a lot of more police stations are being established in the region to increase our population to police ratio. So all these are there for us to see. I hope they are being projected. And when it comes to the local economic development, we were privileged in 2019 to host a Volta Trade and Investment Fair. We had a Volta Trade, Investment and Cultural Fair, which was very successful. We want to carry on from there. A lot of investors came to the region from all over the country. And it's also just preceded the National Farmers Day that was held in the Volta region. So we had about 2-3 weeks of increased economic I don't want to be sacked, so Madam, give me some few minutes to sack myself. A lot of facilities are being put up with the local economic development of all the assemblies in the Volta region. Market sheds and so on and so forth have all been projected on the screen for us to see. There are some videos. I don't know whether we have the videos here. Repo, we have the videos, 3 videos of testimonies of people who have benefited from the support to the businesses. Is Repo around? Yeah, can we listen to some of the testimonies from beneficiaries of the NBSSI COVID relief? Okay. The government through the NBSSI has supported 10,555 businesses across the Volta region under the Coronavirus Alleviation Program Business Support Scheme. 10,555. And I want us to listen to the testimonies from 3 beneficiaries, after which I'll conclude. Very short testimonies. So, I just want to, honorable ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite all of us to come to the Volta region. Come and enjoy Volta region. Come and live in Volta region. When you are transferred to Volta region, please come. And come and invest in the Volta region, especially the citizens from the Volta region who are in the diaspora. Other places are invited to come to invest in the region. There are many opportunities in the region, tourism and business. We have businesses that are benefiting from the 1D, 1F, and many of them are being processed for funding. We have the Caltech in Hojo, which is in ethanol production. We have the Hohwe wood processing factory, and we have others who are also being supported by the Exim Bank through support of government to also come on board the 1D, 1F. So, Medibema Adakwanami. Medema Dakwane Mikata be Midotum. Medema Dakwane Vota Tokito Hilemiakbo be Votar Gilanti Fafale Votarigi. A mon popo le mia season. Benemi invest, nemi koga de Vota Mela mia pokoba. Voter is peaceful, and the whole of Ghana is being invited to the Volta region. So when you have any business to transact in the Volta region, feel free and come. There's no fire there. We are very safe, and you will also be safe, and we shall make sure that you'll be protected when you visit our region. God bless you for listening to me.
Now, Honorable Minister, please give him another round of applause. Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the time spent here has been worthwhile. And so let's give ourselves a round of applause for the patience. For the patience we've had to participate in this all-important event. On those notes, I'll invite the Honorable Minister for Information and MP for Forza Yerebi, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, to give us his concluding remarks and the votes of thanks.
Colleagues, I'm sure we can give a resounding round of applause to the various regional ministers who have done the presentations to us. Let's give them a big round of applause. Because they've been coordinating all of this work that is going on in their various regions, and I've had the opportunity to be the first batch of regional ministers to join us here at the Nation Building Updates to tell us the story of what is going on there. We acknowledge that 15 to 20 minutes is not enough, but within the limited time that we've had, you've given us, in the words of the Honorable Central Regional Minister, a chip of the block. And we are privileged to receive that. We'll be loading your presentations on the Ministry of Information website and social media pages so that our colleagues in the media can have an opportunity to interrogate it some more and then share it with the rest of the country. I want to reiterate my call to the media to give the Ghanaian public an opportunity to continuously interrogate all of this information that we put out there. There's a reason for which the Constitution requires accountability of government. And we are doing our best to live up to it. We pray you to carry it to the Ghanaian people and give us an opportunity to discuss the impact of these interventions on the lives of the everyday Ghanaian. When we talk of rebuilding the economy, it is done through initiatives like the specific ones that have been outlined here to you. The ones that cut across, the specific ones about peace building, etc., in the various areas. On behalf of the Ministry of Information, and on behalf of the various regional ministers who have been here this morning, we want to thank you for these updates, and we look forward to the next nation building update on Thursday. It's my understanding that the various regional ministers will avail themselves for interviews across media platforms, both in their regions and on national platforms in the days to come. We encourage our media partners to afford them that opportunity and to give it some fuel as well. My understanding is that we'll take a closing prayer, and then as we prepare to exit the hall, the traditional group Seprewa will play us out of the hall. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for acknowledging us and for thanking us. As he said, the ministers will avail themselves to you, our friends from the media. So if you need any further details or clarifications, they are available for you. Thank you very much. I'll invite now Sheikh Mohammed Munkaila to give us our closing prayer. Please give Sheikh a round of applause. Thank you. After the prayer, the Seprewa Agumfuma will now play us out, as has been announced already.
Can we please be on our feet, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والهاتف بما سبق ناصر الحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم والآل حق قدر ومقدار العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلم تسليما وصلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على رسول الكريم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheikh. Please, all the regional ministers together with the information minister will take a group photograph here, and then the separate group will play for us.
Back.
Africa will say, yeah.
Welcome to the glorious Hampshire countryside. Officially one of the sunniest parts of the country, and I think rather pretty.
I love it here. It's beautiful. And that sunshine has a huge effect on what can be grown here.
All around us we are surrounded by fields of vegetables, and this is typical of the eastern part of the country.
Which is where we're reporting from tonight. Stretches all the way from the Isle of Wight right up to Lincolnshire.
It's a powerhouse of British farming, and it grows much.
What I was able to get was a 9mm, very small. I really liked it because it fits in my hand, and I really liked the grip on it. And so for me, I was looking for something that is lightweight and something that I could fit, that could, I could have on me and conceal, and it wasn't very heavy. And so it's perfect. And so now I just need to get to a gun range.
Yet it's not fear of the police that's convinced her to get a gun. She says it's the armed militias who are turning up at protests more and more often.
I mean, it's scary, obviously, and you never know what's going to happen when you're out. And I think that it's important if folks can arm themselves for that extra protection, that they do so. I don't go out by myself now, and so I'm usually with at least one or two other people. And so if there's a case where I need to be out alone, then this is something that I can take with me to feel secure.
50 minutes, that's all the time it takes to buy a gun in Kentucky. And saleswoman Tanae Deaton says she's never sold as many firearms as she has in recent months. She thinks it's right that more and more civilians are taking matters into their own hands, especially in times like these.
I think it's nice that people are willing to do something like that, but I fear for them you know, because they don't have the training that some of the police officers may have, or it scares me. So it's nice to know that there's people out there that are willing to risk their lives for something like that doesn't necessarily belong to them.
The militia American Wolf en route to what they call their next mission. Their destination, Portland, Oregon. Peter Diaz wants to see the Black Lives Matter protests there for himself. Still, he's already convinced they're violent, though he's never actually been there. His pistol is always within reach to use in self-defense, he says.